Hi, welcome to Local Flavor. I'm Deborah Anderson and we're here in Moreland at Aunt Faye's Community Kitchen. And today I have a really nice spring treat for you. It is mini sugar cookie fruit pizzas. So you've probably seen them big. If you ever went to those Pampered Chef parties back in the 90s, you had the big pizza shape. These are miniature and they are perfect for like a collection of ladies or some sort of ladies meeting. I don't like to make them very often because I feel like they have real live fruit on them and you should eat them within an hour or two. So, but we have, I thought they'd be really nice for spring now that all the fruits and vegetables are on sale at the grocery store. So I need to start by making a sugar cookie. You can, at your house, use the frozen dough or the refrigerated dough if you like, but you know, I like to make my own. And actually the recipe I'm using for the sugar cookies, we've actually done on here before. We call them pressed sugar cookies with sour cream frosting, and it's the same cookie base, we're just not using the same frosting. So you might recognize it, unless your memory's like mine. I have a cup of butter in here, and I'm gonna cream some butter, oil, and the sugars. So, and then I'm gonna let it beat for a while. I learned to do that when I was making the Swedish Dream cookies, and I love the texture it gives the cookies, so now I do it with all cookies. You don't want to overmix the flour in, but for the beating of the sugar and butter, it's great to let it go and whip some air into it. So I need about a cup and a quarter of regular sugar. Oh, I hope I brought enough sugar. So there's one. And then a quarter. I do have that locked. It's still bouncing around a little. And then I need 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar as well. Come on, you can do it. Maybe I will put in this is a 1/2 cup measuring, so I'll do this and then the little 1/4 cup. And then I'll put in also 3/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. I am going to put these lids on because sometimes it flips out and I don't want my sugars mixed up. Better lock you down. And then I only have, for liquid measuring, I'm using a 1/4 cup, so I have to fill it up 3 times to get 3/4 of a cup of oil. Then I'll measure my dry ingredients while I let that beat up. 1, 2, I better hurry it up. I'll let it go slow until it doesn't look like it'll make a mess, and then I'll crank her up. And this beater's a little different than mine. It has the rubber spatulas on the side, so it actually seems like it has more control for now. Okay, just to get away from the noise, I'm gonna come over here to get our dry ingredients. I'll still need my list. I don't know it by heart. I'm going to get 5½ cups of flour, and this is a 2-cup measuring. So I'll need 2 of these. Okay, let me finish the flour so I don't forget, but I did forget to put something in with those ingredients. Here's a cup, but I don't want to lose count, so let me finish the flour. Eggs. Eggs are what I forgot. Eggs and water, so I didn't even get them out. Okay, 5.5, so. Wow, that's a lot of flour. It does fill this up pretty good. Let me turn this down. I need 2 tablespoons of water also. And then a couple of eggs. But I felt bad having it beat so hard over here without having everything it needed in it. So 2 full eggs. Okay, now you can get back to business. And I was on flour, so I can get back to that. Then I need 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. This uses baking soda and cream of tartar. If you do not have cream of tartar, you can make your own with baking soda and baking powder. So in the recipe, I do have that conversion for you. But I'm going to use cream of tartar. So 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. I don't think I got it. There. And then a full teaspoon of salt. Here you are. I'm using fine salt for this since I just want it to dissolve. If I put it on top of a cookie, I like to use the flakes, like the Muldoon. But for this, I'm going to use the fine. And I like to mix this up with my granny fork, just to make sure it's nice and incorporated. Now, I will not make you watch. I'm going to add all of this in, and it will take a while. So why don't I give you a break? I'll show you when I get this incorporated in, I'll come back and I'll show you the texture of the dough when we end. But I will tell you that I do not overmix this. I turn it off. I put in like 1/2 cup at a time and just like go like this so it doesn't fly out, because I don't want to overmix the flour and make my cookies really tough. So it'll take a while, so I won't make you watch, but when you come back, I'll show you how nice it looks.
Some mobile phone providers think they can just take. They'll all take an arm and a leg for a new phone. Got it. And look out if you go over your data limit.
I didn't see that coming.
Unlimited data plans as low as $20 per line. Come into any of our stores for a free, upfront, and honest consultation about your data and wireless needs. Nex-Tech Wireless, the carrier you trust.
Your home's exterior is the best defense against harsh weather conditions. With insulated vinyl siding, energy-efficient windows, spray foam insulation, and metal roofing from AquaShield Roofing and Construction, you can protect your home from howling winds and ice-cold temperatures. Don't let Mother Nature interfere with the comfort of your home. Call or visit us online today for a free estimate. AquaShield Roofing and Construction. Our team is dedicated to your complete satisfaction.
Welcome back to Local Flavor. We're making fruit pizza, and I have finished the dough. You'll want to make sure at the bottom, sometimes there's a little bit extra flour, so make sure it's all incorporated. And it will end up pretty crumbly and not sticky at all. It will not stick to your fingers. So that's how we want it. And we're going to make about golf ball sized, what do you call them? Cookie balls. And I am terrible at estimating, so I always use my cookie press. I make them 2 different sizes. Sometimes I just use 1 scoop, and because it is crumbly, when I take it out, I kind of squeeze it back together so it doesn't leave crumbs all over. Here, I'll show you. See how crumbs came out? So, and we're going to have to roll them in a ball anyway, so it's okay to touch them. If I want to make bigger cookies, I just scoop out 2 and put them together. So depending on, I think people like them a little bit smaller. Let's make small cookies today. And I can fit 12 on this sheet. And I'm going to use a 350-degree oven, and they cook about 10 minutes. Well, 6 to 8 is what the recipe says, but I feel like it takes about 10 minutes. You don't want them to turn brown, but you do want them to be not doughy in the middle. So I just kind of keep an eye on them, but they will not turn brown unless you've overcooked them. So I'll go back to these later, but let's show what we're going to do. I need to get a cookie press, which I'm using just a really flat-bottomed glass. And I press it into, this is sugar, about a 1/4 cup of sugar. And this is not required, but I like a dash of salt with that, kind of stirred together. Now, my glass will stick to the cookies. You want to dip in here first, but I usually dip it in here just to kind of get the glass sticky to begin with. And when I press them, I push down. The edges will crack a little bit, and then the first ones always suck. Let's do another one. Even I tried to get it wet first. I'll redo that one. But if you twist it a little bit, it's easier to pull off. That's what I meant. Because if I did it like push down and then pull up, it just lifts up the cookie. Plus that one didn't have enough sugar on it. Start over on that. Anyway, I won't make you watch me roll them all out, but that's the technique I use. Once you get going, the glass gets dirty enough to pick up enough salt and sugar, just a tiny bit of salt. It just gives a nice surprise when you bite into it. See how the edges kind of crack? I feel like because of the glass I use to press them, when I make them double, they get a little bigger, but not much thicker, or mostly thicker, so. In any case, these will go in the oven at 350 for about 10 minutes. Your oven may be different. When you come back, we'll start making the topping.
Make a difficult choice an easy one with Cedar View Assisted Living's knowledgeable and caring staff. Your loved one will be professionally taken care of as they transition into their new community. With movies, holiday parties, planned exercises, and games, residents will have opportunities every day to enjoy their time at Cedar View. Multiple room styles are available, ensuring a just right fit for your loved one. Come see Cedar View Assisted Living for yourself next to Sternberg Museum. The care you need, the home you want.
Storage Solutions is invested in complete customer satisfaction. You can choose a drive-up unit or a climate-controlled unit. Plus, you can choose from storage units of all sizes to fit your inventory. And that's not all. They'll sign for your packages and deliver and unload them into your unit. Storage Solutions has been named in the top 100 U-Haul dealers 6 times. Rent a pickup, cargo van, or moving truck to keep your goods on the go. Remember, making moving and storing easy is Storage Solutions in Hayes and Victoria.
Welcome back. Our cookies are still in the oven, but I'm going to go ahead and make the glaze because it has to cool for about an hour. So for the glaze, I need a 1/2 cup of sugar. I'm going to put everything in at once, and then I'll boil it on the stove. So a 1/2 cup of sugar, a 1/4 cup of water. I need a 1/2 cup of unsweetened orange juice. I hope it's not sweetened. It doesn't say it is. Or I could have grown it my own self. I didn't, so there's a 1/2 cup of that. Cornstarch I need is in the cabinet. a tablespoon of cornstarch. Yes, I used my finger. I just washed my hands. It'll be fine. Okay. Then a little bit of lemon juice. I'm going to need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So these hold about 1/4 of a cup. So I'll fill it about halfway. There's 4 tablespoons in 1/4 cup. So, yep, 2 tablespoons. Is that all? We got it all, I think. This I'm going to whisk. You always, it's a better idea to whisk your cornstarch in while everything's cold. And I'm still getting a little bit of lumpies. I'm going to bring this to a boil and then let it cook another 2 minutes and let it thicken up. And then we want to put it in the fridge to cool, but not set. I have never made this where it sets, so I think we'll be fine. Maybe I need to cook it a little longer. But that is the topping we'll pour over. It's like our cheese for our pizza. Then for the spread, our sauce, I've got 8 ounces of cream cheese in here, and I'm putting in 1/2 cup of powdered sugar, and I'll cream that together. And then this is really simple, just a tub. It's a tub of whipped topping, so Cool Whip. I measured it out just to make sure. And that's what you'll put on, spread on the cookie. And this makes probably more than you need. This, I always have a ton left over too, the glaze. I mean, we'd only put in tiny amounts of stuff, but it just, you don't need that much for a tiny cookie. So usually I end up throwing some of that out. Anyway, I will now, that's really well blended. I kind of got it to room temp and everything ahead of time. I'm going to fold this in. You should probably do it by hand. I'm just going to turn the beater a few times to fold that in. And that's what we'll spread on our cookies. So let's take a little break, and when we come back, we'll build them. I'll cut some fruit while you're gone. Okay, thanks. What a girl wants in her home kitchen. Ease of use, flexibility, fun, the latest kitchen design, Frigidaire Professional Real Stainless Steel for fewer finger smudges, a French door refrigerator, convection cooking, a quiet dishwasher. Have the staff at Genuine Appliance in Hayes demonstrate new Frigidaire Professional appliances to find what you want. Genuine Appliance at 1224 East 27th in Hayes. Everything a girl wants.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a trusted choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Let us shop for you. Contact Rogers & Associate to learn more.
Okay, welcome back to Local Flavor. We're ready to build our pizzas. And I made some larger cookies, that's with 2 scoops, and these are the little ones. You'll see they're not browned. They just start to be less translucent, would be my description. I'm gonna spread a little of the sauce on it. These are so yummy. I think that didn't get folded in very good. Put that back. When I make them, I try to figure out how many people are coming and make one for each. You can have some more in the back to be ready to build, but once you get the fruit on them, unless you're like, have you been to Piccadilly in Wichita where they have those fruit tarts? They put some sort of sugary glaze on them and they look plastic almost. So how decorative are you? I'm not very, but you could have some fun with it if you are. I'm putting all sorts of fruit on it, even a couple of pieces of apple. Oh, in the picture, they really look good. You can cut it up small if you like. If you do that, I would say toss it with this stuff. I think it will help keep it from color, you know, apples turn brown. If you cut it up really small. There is a kiwi. We actually cut the ends off and then took a spoon just to go around the furry part to get that off. Oh, now the orange stuff does not really show very much like you would think. The sauce, what am I missing? Raspberry. Oh, I wish I had an eye for that. Anyway, but they are delicious. Okay, I do not put a ton on. I kind of stripe it on. So I poured my sauce once it cooled into this little pourable thing. You use it to make your shakes. That's probably more than I usually put on. It's just a delightful little gift, though, to hand out. Isn't that cute? And it's so delicious. It is a cookie, after all. And then the fruit makes you feel like, oh, it's a grown-up. It's a grown-up cookie. Very sweet, delicious, fresh. You will love it. Pretty easy. Give it a try and impress all your friends. And you'll probably have to throw a lot of this out. Hey, we'll see you next time on Local Flavor.